Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Handhelds. I'm Joey, and today we're going to be looking at my first impressions of the Anbernic RG35XX. A retro handheld retailer called LITNXT sent me this device for review, and I plan on doing a lot of videos on it. A full setup guide, a review video, and some more. Check out the link in the description to their store, which also has a nifty 10% off code. Keynote here in comparison to the Miyoo Mini Plus, this has no Wi-Fi, but it does have mini HDMI out. Alright, in the box we have the manual, screen protector wipes, and screen protector. This little box has the charger. Let's get this box out of the way. Let's get back to the device. Okay, this seriously feels great in the hands. I'm surprised. I was not expecting much out of this, but the weight and everything just feels solid. These back buttons feel a bit different than the RG353V. Gonna have to check. Looks like I have the 2600 mAh battery, which I believe is the new version. This feels great. No factory applied screen protector that I can see. Let's do a close-up so you can see the buttons. We have the USB-C charging port and 3.5mm jack on the bottom, SD card slot 2 and 1, reset button and power button. On the top, we have the mini HDMI port, a key differentiator from the Miyoo Mini Plus, and then the volume buttons on the side. Lastly, the L and R buttons on the back. D-pad feels the same as the 353V and 405M, and the face buttons feel clickier, but likely the same, maybe just worn in a bit on my 353 and 405. Can't wait to set up Garlic OS on this thing. Great timing, as my SD cards just arrived too. I got a double pack as I needed it for more devices. Let's see how this compares to the RG353V. They're super close in size, not much different. But the RG35XX just feels so much better in my hands. Why? Looks to be the same D-pad, just a darker color on the 353V. Glossy buttons on the 35XX, a bit more slippery. Some differences on the back buttons, smaller height on the RG35XX. Width looks to be the same or within a millimeter difference, can't tell. Actually feels more comfortable to hold on the 35XX than the 353V with these back buttons. Similar top width, but the RG353V sticks out a bit more on the bottom. What about compared to the 405M? Obviously the 405M has a bigger screen. 35XX is a lot smaller height-wise than the length of the 405, so more pocketable. Let's see the D-pads. Something I like a lot is the rounded D-pad on the 405 that you can see here. The 35XX has the less rounded one, like the 353V. Buttons are a bit stiffer on the 35XX, needs to be worked in. Looks to be the same button type used on both, or extremely close. Can you use the Skittles on the 35XX? Man, this really does feel great in your hands. Let's check the weights. The 35XX feels really solid, and I'm curious. 154 grams on the 35XX, 168 on the 353V. Interesting. I would have told you the 353V was lighter, but the 35XX feels better. And 237 on the 405M, which really does a great job of spreading that weight. Likely due to the size, the weight feels perfectly distributed on the 35XX, like the 405M. I ordered a 3500 mAh battery from AliExpress that should be arriving soon. I'll do a video on the battery swap when it does. Should be a nice upgrade from this 2600. Let's take a look at the operating system. Alright, we have that Windows 98 feel here, just like Linux is used to. Let's just see how a game looks. I have no plans to stay inside the stock operating system and want to get Garlic OS on here as soon as possible. The colors really sort of pop in Donkey Kong. This is interesting. Game looks great and feels pretty good, even with how small it is. I need to compare the screen. Let's do it. Okay, I have the 35XX, 353V, and 405M here, and you can see the difference. Let's do a close-up of the 35XX and 353V. The 35XX looks a bit more blurry and faded. Look at Kyogre's body, and the 353V is a darker black. The 405M is similar to the 353V as well. Not sure what I prefer more. Need to spend more time with it, see if Garlic OS changes this too. I'll save all of that findings and everything else for the review video when I get to it. That's going to be it for this one. Going to shut this down, and look, this is an unbranded SD card. It just says 64. Nothing safer than that 64 brand, you know? Wrong, chuck this bad boy, it's garbage. Going to unpack one of these SanDisk 32 gigs for the Garlic OS, and also got myself a 128 gig Samsung Evo for games. 2 isn't necessary, we'll talk about it in my setup video next. Alright, I need to set this thing up. I'm excited to play it. That's all for this one. Hope you liked the video, and hope you all have a good one.